Turkey is an absolutely critical country, of course, for the future of the region in many ways. And there are probably at least 1,000 Turks fighting in Syria, Iraq, and they will be radicalized. If they weren't radicalized when they arrived, they'll be becoming more radicalized. And of course, you're aware of the demonstration in Istanbul not so very long ago by people supporting the Islamic State. And indeed, Erdogan has tapped into that huge, deep Anatolian sort of traditionalism, which is, quite fundamentalist in many ways. And that's his power base. But Erdogan, other things to remember about Erdogan. Erdogan invested a huge amount in this zero problems with our neighbors policy that Turkey had when he came into government. And he now has problems with almost all his neighbors. And Assad, he takes things very personally, Erdogan, as I'm sure you're aware. And Assad's refusal to talk to him after March 2011, when the demonstrations began in Dara in Syria, it was a slight that he couldn't accept. He's absolutely determined that he should do whatever he can to get rid of Assad. It's deep within him. And the Islamic State is the most effective group out there who could get rid of Assad. I mean, the Islamic State's main objective is not to get rid of Assad immediately, it's to create a state, but nonetheless, Assad is in the way. And so Turkey has lots of reasons to focus more on the survival of the Assad regime than on the survival of the Islamic State. And I mean, people may disagree with this, but that's what I believe. And also the Turks have to skirt this line. They're there, geographically they're there. They can't move, they can't pick up and go home like the United States or Great Britain could. They are there, and they have to balance their concerns about the blowback into Turkey from radicalism and extremism with their regional objectives, which is using the Islamic State as sort of proxy. They also have all the Muslim Brotherhood and non-Muslim Brotherhood issues, which put them at odds with Saudi Arabia and so on. Now, you talk about the facilitation of Islamic State. Yeah, they have been allowing people to go across the border, but much less so now. They do control that a bit. Yes, oil does go across the border, but if you are selling a barrel of oil at $25 a barrel, you're going to find plenty of buyers. And lots of those buyers are going to launder it through and sell it into Turkey. Yeah, there are pipelines and stuff that go through, but essentially, if you've got the product and there's a market there, the two will come together. And I think Turkey benefits from that cheap oil, but I don't think to the extent that they would really screw up their policy with their NATO partners and so on. So I think that Turkey also, with the hostages in Mosul, was a little bit ambivalent about getting out too far in front. Now the hostages are freed, so that removes that. Maybe they are allowing Incirlik air base to be used in the airstrikes. It's quite possible, but I think there are many reasons why they wanted to keep a sort of relatively low profile and make both sides think they were helping them. So I think that it'd be wrong to say Turkey is going to get in the way of the coalition or going to be so supportive of the Islamic State that it's going to make it a problem dealing with the Islamic State. But I think we have to accept that they have lots of different currents going on there, which they need to take into account domestically.